All right, here we go. The match is underway. Let's see, VC 56 coming out of the gates. And we've got TR coming out of the gates. Should be an exciting match. All right. So we got here T1 marches. Take that off. The outpost, Bunny. Anybody on this outpost? Not yet. Hard push for 56. I don't know if TR hard pushed yet or not, but probably they did because they are now in the obelisk. Obelisk for 56. All right, let's see how many marches they have coming. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Other 8 there. Oh, that's like 30 marches. Close to 30 marches headed here, it looks like. Let's check out the other side. For that desert altar, how many marches do they have going to the DA? Okay, let's see. Rally 1, 2. Doesn't look like as many. Okay, there's a lot more back behind. They just slow to the DA? I don't know. We will see. It looks like they've got plenty here to defend. These are going here, but we'll see. No. All right, these will be the big fights. This rally is almost certainly going to get canceled here. It's kind of interesting. This is a cab rally. It is going to get canceled at some point. I don't know quite what Teddy is doing with his march. Looks like he's trying to suicide. That's what it looks like. Where is that march going? I don't know. Alright. Marches for TR are coming in, so should be able to defend this one. I don't know what Teddy was doing with that. That must have been like a T1 march. And this march is going. They're just full sending this one to the obelisk. Highly unusual. With VC 56 teleporting in, are they actually going to attempt to take the obelisk here? There's no way that takes the obelisk. Yeah. Man, it is doing a lot of skill damage, though. Holy cow. This could be a pretty significant disruption if they're able to take it. But really, I mean, this is not hard. All they have to do is fill this. If they're paying attention. Are they paying attention? Okay, yes, they filled. And the fights should be breaking out here. Yes, they're already breaking out on the desert altar. We've got about 25 seconds or so until capture. How's this one going up here? See a lot of blue here. Yeah, I don't see much of a push. There's typically a push from TR. We typically see a push for this DA. I don't see a big push for it here. It doesn't look like to me they have that many marches on that. Interesting. Okay, 2-1. Who will get in? And it looks like TR got in both of them. Can they hold them? All right, how's this going over here? Yeah, this is nothing. Okay, that's just nothing. Okay, TR has gotten in both of those. They got into the desert altar. Okay, all right. But also somehow TR has this. They must be making some maneuver up here maybe? Because they have captured the Shrine of Life, which is interesting. They gave up their own Shrine of Life down here. Oh, but now I got it back. Okay. Now, the question is, can they hold this desert altar? What is the garrison? They do have a Jad garrison in. And it looks like they're holding. It looks like they're sending these marches up to suicide on the Shrine of War in hopes to get... Oh, but they flipped. But it flipped. Maybe they sent these marches too soon. Okay. They don't have a serious garrison in, so they're going to be able to flip it back. But that is a loss of points for TR. Would have liked to have been gaining those points, and is now not going to be getting those points as quickly as they'd like. It's going to take another 2 minutes before they start gaining points. Okay. Okay, these marches, how full are they? Some of these are pretty full. We'll see. They're going to try to suicide on the Shrine of War. They might end up taking the Shrine of War because they have so many. Bunny looks like he's going to try to defend that. These marches are not going to take the Shrine of War, which I think is what they want. I think they want these marches to die and get back home soon. Now, if we look at the mid, I think 56 is going to be early to mid. It's going to have the early edge on mid. They have so many marches coming to the Shrine of War. It's interesting. TR's decided to stop and try to defend the Shrine of War here instead of sending mid. So this is going to mean this entire side of the map should be late to mid. And they took the obelisk. I did not even see that. They captured the obelisk. That's going to be, oh my gosh. How long? 39 seconds. No, they're not going to hold it. But this is a big distraction for 56 that they have to sit here and deal with this obelisk. This entire side of the map is kind of crazy. They're all going to be late to mid. Both teams are going to be late to mid. Okay, so they got that back. All right. We've got rallies up everywhere. It looks like maybe, yes, there is a rally here. I don't think there's enough to take down this Jan garrison, although got some AFK marches here, it looks like. I'm not sure what Banana's doing. Is he trying to suicide? I have no idea, to be honest. Okay. All right, so they held this. Now they're sending mid. Let's check out what's lining up in mid. We got 4 minutes until the arc. Yeah, and just as I thought, it looks like 56 is way early to mid. TR usually gets out to a points lead on the structures, and we do see a small edge, but not a big edge. Sometimes we see a bigger edge for TR on the structures at the start of the match. Okay, that's all resolved. That's done. Okay, they are going to try to take this Shrine of Life back. They're almost certainly going to get it, but if they're committing a couple marches, although getting this march in is going to make it take a lot longer to grab that back. What's going on here? Let's see. Jenny is trying to kill off her, but she might end up taking the Shrine of War. No, she's going to lose. Okay. But I think Jenny is one of the later teleports. Yeah, so that march is not going to get back in time to get to mid. All right, so let's just try to count marches. Hard to count total marches, but definitely looks like more from the 56 side. I mean, there's more coming in from TR, but I mean, I don't know. I think it looks like 56 definitely has the edge in terms of marches. This Shrine of Life still giving points. Okay, there, it finally flipped. So that's the point edge, really. If we look at the opening, that point edge is mainly because of the Shrine of Life. There were some other disruptions, things like that going on for both sides, but mainly the difference in the opening is that Shrine of Life, which has given TR about a 1,000 point lead. If we look at the points per minute right now, they're still up 80 points per minute until that Shrine of Life and a few other buildings get reset. But we're looking at about a 900 point lead for TR going into the first arc. And I'm going to say 56 has the advantage on this first arc. they look to me like they just have a lot more marches there. I'm going to guess, I mean, there's more coming in from TR, more coming in from 56. It looks to me like, without counting, it looks to me like maybe 8 to 10 more marches for the 56 side. Okay. When will the engage start and who will pop the skills? What skills will we see? Typically, we see war drums and mystical formation. I don't think there's any rallies up. Let's take a look. Yeah, no rallies up. Everybody's mid. Okay. Both sides piling up. All right. It looks like TR is shifting their marches off to the right. And suddenly, the numbers are looking a lot more even. A lot more even. Still coming in from 56. A few more coming in from TR, but I think they're pretty well maxed out here. What is this march doing? This march is trying to sneak an outpost. I don't think they're going to have success with that. Okay, it looks like they're ready. The TR is engaging now. Okay, we see mystical formation for 56. We see mystical formation for TR. We see war drums for 56 and war drums for TR. So war drums, mystical for both sides. And we can try to look and count. Okay, there's the first march going home is a 56 march. Second march, 56 march. Let's see which marches are going home. It looks pretty even. Did I just see one go out there? I don't know to say. Okay, another 56 march. That's, I think 3 56 marches have gone home. Let's see what else we have here. Where are all the sad faces? Okay, so they're targeting, you can see here these marches in the back. There's like a double C march. It's getting targeted. That's an arc carrier march. And the arc has to be up. Does anyone even have it? I can't tell. Let's see if I can zoom in and see anything. Okay, let's click here. Yes. Oh, there is. Somebody did get a pull on the arc. I can't quite tell where it's at or who has it. Okay, a lot of TR marches just sad faced there. Yep, bunch of TR getting sad faced all at once. I think this is looking pretty blue. This is looking like 56 has this mid. They did also cap an outpost in the midst of all of this. This outpost got taken. So that's a little bit of points disruption. I think if we look at the points per minute, we're going to see, yes, 56 is up by 30 points per minute. And maybe there's a bunch of blue that just went back. And maybe this arc isn't done. TR has some full marches here in the back still. So holy cow, look at all those blue. Wow. I think TR is actually going to, yes, TR did win this mid. And Jeed's carrying. They are sending these to probably swarm the desert altar. It looks like there is probably a rally up on the desert altar. Actually, these are rallies from that side. Yes. Okay. Rallies from Buddha. That's going to be on. That's actually on the obelisk. Unclear what that's targeting. And this one is on the sky altar. So no rallies on the desert altar. Let's see what's going on this side. Okay. So you can see 56 is coming around here. They may try to grab the desert altar and this arc. It's a hard maneuver to pull off. Let's see what they have going. So they have a rally. Oh, that's not what I wanted to see. I want to see what they're rallying. I don't know what these structures are from the screen. Would be a lot nicer. Okay, so they've got a rally on the Shrine of War. They've got a rally on, okay, this desert altar. This is the key point here. Okay, so this arc is pretty protected. Escorting it all the way back. Although, where is it going now? Are they going to try to... Okay, I thought for a second maybe he was going to try to drop the arc. He is going to try to drop the arc. He's heading to this node to drop the arc. The idea here is to reset the timer. You can see the timer is at 13 minutes. The idea is to reset the timer, and then they can pick it back up, which essentially creates a situation where the game is only 2 arcs long. They did get this outpost back. So these are going to be the key fights for a little while now, are going to be right here on this desert altar and right here on this desert altar. And then also on the sky altars on the outside. Those are where the biggest points per minute are going to swing. And that is not what I want to see. Where is the point? Oh, yeah, there it is. Yeah, points per minute. Still in favor of VC 56 for right now. They are doing a little more disruption back here on these outposts. Let's keep an eye on the health of this desert altar here. This is the rally here, I believe. So the rally's still looking pretty healthy. The question is, can they get enough on the swarms? I don't know. I don't think TR is going to hold this. There's some AFK marches here. What is this march doing? I don't know if this player is disconnected or what. Yeah, okay, there the march is moving now. This is a huge part of the game, is can you hold these structures? And I don't think it's going to hold unless they can start filling. Okay, they got some more in. They need to get more full marches in. They need to swap marches out. I don't think they're going to hold. Now, 56 is definitely going to take this. They're definitely going to take this desert altar. Yep, there's the flip. And that's part of what happens when you win the mid game. If the other team transitions very quickly to structures because their marches were dead, their marches got back. If they can often transition very quickly to structures and get these captures like this to sort of offset the points lost on that arc. Okay, so the arc is just hanging out back here, but you can see the pressure. The 56 is turned around, right, and is put on all these structures, right? Structures. All these structures have a lot of pressure on them. It looks like TR is going to lose this. They might hold. They might hold on to this Shrine of War. But they have also lost up here the Sky Altar. So both the Sky Altar and the Desert Altar flipped immediately following that arc. And it's probably going to really offset the point difference in the arc. Right now, TR still has a small lead with no arcs scored, but look at the points per minute, right? 380 points difference. That's all these structures. And a big key here is if you can recapture. Can you recapture this desert altar before they start scoring points as well? Okay, so they did recapture the sky altar. I think that was before any points were scored. So that's a big win. But I don't think TR can recapture this desert altar in time. I don't see enough marches here. Again, we see, oh, that's not an AFK march. That is a march that's wanting to garrison. So not definitely hanging back there for a reason. And 56, if they see that, what they will do is they'll start to send marches around to try to hit it. Okay, the rally is coming in. There is only 15 seconds before 56 starts scoring points here, which again is a big, so you can see the lead is tightening. And they are gonna cap it. They are gonna start scoring points from the desert. Now they're not gonna be able to hold it for a super long time. Obviously it is closer to the cities for TR, but boy, they've put a big hold on it here, and that rally did not last long. And now look, now they're hitting these marches in the back, including that Jadwiga march that is intended to be the garrison. So huge pressure being put on the desert altar. Okay, so there we see some marches coming, a couple of marches coming from the outside lane to the inside lane, possibly to help. But look at this. Look where 56 is taking the fight. They're taking the fight all the way down here, and not letting TR get to that desert altar. So, and you can see that 56 has taken the lead. The question is how big can they push that lead up, right? So we see, look at that, a 530 point per minute difference right now, holding this desert altar, huge points per minute, 456. And the longer they can hold that, the more they're offsetting the value of this arc, right? This arc, I think, is only worth, I don't know, 1,000, 1,200. Maybe it's 1,500 for the first one. I think it's 15, 2,000, 2,500. So the arc's only worth, I think, 1,500 points. And, so that's 10 minutes of a building, but it's not really 10 minutes. It's really 5 minutes, because that's 150 points that you're not getting, and it's 150 points that you're getting. To me, this is clearly offset. They've clearly offset the value of this arc with the way they've captured structures. And it's not just this building, right? They cause points disruption here. They're still pressuring this sky altar. There's enough marches here that it looks to me like TR should hold this, but hard to say. Okay, but as a counterpunch, TR did grab this sky altar here. Now, a big question will be, can they hold it? Can they get enough marches in to hold it and start scoring points? 90 seconds is a long time in Ark of Osiris. But there are battles there. Oh, so they lost their Shrine of War here. There's no real garrison in there. Yeah, that's going to flip back probably pretty quickly if there's no garrison, but that's not optimal to give up that building. There is some point disruption going on back here as well. Lazy Abo doing some work on these outposts, which is kind of interesting. Whoa! And I didn't even see this happening. The desert altars flipped over here in TR's favor. So, and they did score the arc. The arc did score. And so we can see now, let's check the points per minute now. Whoa. And now the points per minute game has flipped back towards TR because of all these structures that have flipped and that were scoring points have now suddenly flipped back in TR's favor. And I'm pretty sure they're going to get this Shrine of War. Well, maybe. Geez, I don't know. There's no garrison reel in there, but anyway. Okay, so we've got 7 minutes until the next arc. So what's happening here? All right, so there is another... Is that a rally? No, that's not a rally. That's just a march. Okay, let's take a look. A lot of marches over here. How many marches are over here? Okay, so they're not likely to hold this for a full minute. Very unlikely that Xeno is going to hold up. But the point disruption is important. So now TR is almost certainly going to want to capture... Okay, yeah, they're harassing the garrison captain. That's interesting. TR is going to want to capture this back before the mid because it is some stats. 5% attack and 5% defense. That's 10% of stats in your mid fight. You really don't want to go in. It's not the worst thing in the world because this building isn't worth as many points, right? This is only worth 80 points per minute compared to these buildings, which are worth 150, and they're still holding this. Okay, now this is not for much longer. Okay, there it goes. All right, so 56 got those back, and the only building that's out of sorts right now is this Shrine of War, but the points per minute have got to be pretty low for everybody. Yeah. 380 and 360. Okay, so these marches are trying to suicide, and they are setting up for mid already. It's 5 minutes and 30 seconds till mid, and 56 has already got marches in there, which is pretty early. I mean, in some respects, you can't be too early to mid, but in some respects you can, because that means that you just don't have enough pressure on buildings or enough defense in your own buildings. Now, these marches look to me like they are trying to kill themselves off, but I think they're going to end up taking this Shrine of War. There are some really strong TR marches on this Shrine of War. Maybe these marches that are swarming those will keep them off. That's what it looks like. They're going to keep them off the Shrine of War. But TR is really just trying to get these marches back home so that they can send them to the middle. And look at 56. They have so many marches in the middle already, super early to middle. Let's see what we have here. We've got some mostly cav marches in here so far for TR, but TR is going to have to get marches to middle very quickly. Now, this could be a result of having to work so hard to get those buildings back that it's delayed the timing for TR to get to the middle. Now, I will say this. They do have a pretty sizable points lead, and they are winning the points per minute right now. So I'll put it this way. This mid-fight looks to me like it is make or break for 56. If 56 loses this mid-fight, if they lose the mid-fight and they do not capture the Ark of Osiris, I don't think they're going to be able to make up the difference to be able to push back. Let's check over here on the Sky Altar. Is this a serious rally? No, this rally is not going to do anything. So, okay, so there's nothing there. And what's happening here is a march that's trying to kill itself. Okay, so it's all coming down to this mid-fight. Both sides are going to have their structures back, although there is a little bit of disruption going on back here with the Guan Yu sitting in this outpost, causing just a little bit of disruption for 56. All right, so now we're going to have to start counting marches. Still, 56 definitely has the march advantage, but they're coming in from TR. They're coming in. The timing looks good from TR standpoint. I would say, those marches from 56 that got here, I mentioned, 2-3 minutes ago, they got here early, but I think almost too early because, the arc's not up. There's no fight to be had yet. And so I would say about a dozen of those marches that got there super early, they could have been doing something else. And standing there waiting for the arc didn't really give them any advantage there. Hello for those folks who are joining. I'm sorry, I'm just now noticing. Who got the first arc? TR got the first arc. They have scored one arc. You can see that here at the top. They have scored one arc. And we can see that the points per minute is about even. And with 2.5 minutes to the arc, I want to try to get a count on the marches. How many marches are middle? Gosh, it's hard to say. It's looking pretty even in terms of marches. I'm going to say 56 has a few more marches middle right now while we're waiting for this mid fight to break out, how long do we have? 2 minutes. Okay, so it's going to break out in the next 30 seconds or so. Let's take a look back here. Okay, I do see some gatherers for TR. TR is gathering. Not much gathering. How about 56? Okay, I do see some gatherers for 56. Okay, but not much. They both have a few more. I see a few more gatherers for 56. Okay, so that's good to keep in mind as we go into this second arc. All the structures are even. Okay, here it comes. No rallies are up. Here comes the fight. Okay, Bunnybot from TR has used Mystical and War Drums. And it looks like 56 is also using Mystical and To the Death. Now, and Bunnybot with Heaven's Grace. So they got 3 skills in this mid-fight using Heaven's Grace to try to counteract the To the Death from 56. That also means if there is a third arc, which, the first march out is a 56 march. That's important to watch. How many sad faces do we see here? See if we can zoom in a little bit more on the action. Arc is not up for another minute, but it's really important to note there that TR will still have To the Death left if there is a third arc. Okay, this is looking pretty even. It's looking pretty even. Let's try to zoom out to get a dot view to see if that helps us. No, it does not. Really? Okay, now we're seeing some sad... Whoa, a lot of sad faces. Back for 56 on that one. Seeing sad faces both directions, about even. A few more sad faces for 56. There's some harass going on over here to try to deal with a potential arc carrier. I guess that's okay, but committing all of these marches over here that could be in this mid-fight, you might win this over here, but when you they're losing this bad. 56 is losing this very badly. Look at all those sad faces. This is just a stomp. Oh my goodness. Wow. There's still marches there, but so many sad faces. These marches can't have much left. I think this is going to be easily, oh my gosh, look at all the sad faces back. It's just an absolute wipe in the middle for TR. They are going to pick up this arc. They've already picked it up. In fact, Pooh, the one they were targeting, in fact, they were targeting his march over here. He's ended up picking up, although I think this is a different march. It was the double C march they were targeting, but that double C march is still there. So that's what I'm talking about. They sent these like 5-6 marches over here. They could have been in the middle, could have been contributing to that fight, and they're over here fighting, trying to kill this arc carrier. They didn't even kill the arc carrier. They lost over here, and then these marches just turned around and wiped them out. Okay, so 56 has got to get the rallies going on the cities if they want to, not on the cities, but rather on the structures. And they have a rally on the Shrine of War, which is probably not optimal. What you should see right now would be a rally here and a rally here from 56. But as we look, TR is already set up to defend. And okay, they are getting it together, right? They're getting ready for a push, but the rally, is it up? I don't see the rally up. Okay, here is the rally. Okay, they do have the rally up. So it is coming. Now, that'll be a big part of this is how big is the transition? Can TR defend this structure, or can 56 flip the points that they're going to lose on this arc back in their favor by pushing hard on the structures? Now, let's see what's happening here. I'm assuming TR sent all, yeah, you can see they from these lines here, they sent all of their strong side through here to the desert altar. I doubt if they're going to be able to take this desert altar, but they are certainly putting a lot of pressure on it. There is a timer on the desert altar, which means it must have flipped and I missed it. So it flipped at some point. That is, yeah, that's right there. That's what you can see, that it did flip at some point. That's why they were down 150 points per minute. That is actually a pretty big loss. We're talking about another 300 points, maybe a little more, depending on how many minutes it was flipped for, that are lost for 56 on that. Okay, so now they are getting a push up. To me, this is not optimal. These marches are pushing up towards the Shrine of War. Wow, you can see them all. All these marches have just full targeted the Shrine of War, and they may well take this Shrine of War, but to me, they should be here. They should be. Oh, and they lost their obelisk. What happened? Oh, that's just annoying is what it is. So they're going to get the obelisk back. They're not going to hold it. They're not going to be able to teleport up. But it is just an annoyance. Look at this. They have to commit these marches back to fighting the obelisk when you would love to be sending those marches to the sky altar to get those points. Okay, now this is the key fight here, is around this desert altar. Can TR hold on to the desert altar, or will 56 flip the desert altar to get some of those points they're losing from that arc? Remember, the Arc of Osiris has not been scored yet, and you get the sense that TR is going to hold this arc as long as they can, which is another 11 minutes, which will leave about 12 minutes on the timer. I'm not sure that, I don't think that's going to be enough time for another arc, and it looks like TR is going to hold this desert altar. They did a nice job this time of being ready after the arc fight, after the mid fight, being ready for the transition to the structure game. They had marches up front ready to engage, and I think they're very easily going to hold this. Now, they did lose their Shrine of Life out here. To be fair, the Shrine of Life just isn't worth as many points per minute, 80 points per minute for the occupation on that. So I don't think they're as concerned about that. I think if you're in TR shoes, it's pretty simple. Hold the main structures. Do try to pressure on the desert altar up here. There is a rally here. I don't think this rally has any serious shot. Oh, well, here's some marches that are coming in. Maybe. I don't know. Because those marches were distracted back here at the obelisk, maybe they've got a shot at flipping this. I doubt if they can hold it unless maybe there's a Jadwiga in this rally. They are doing a lot of damage. This Nevsky Joan, okay, but 56 has some marches nearby. They should be able to fill. Okay, you just saw the march go in. Let's see. Okay, that is getting super low. It's getting super low. What is this march doing? Bunny, what is this march doing? I don't think TR is gonna flip this structure here. I think 56 is gonna hold it. That they just got another march in. That should be good enough to hold it here. Yeah, the rally is down. Those marches are not gonna get it. Okay, so let's see what's going on over here now. What you should see, what I think we're gonna see, is TR trying to take the fights up here. This is an area where if you're defending your structure, you don't want to take the fights right on top of the structure. If you can take the fights up here. Because see this rally that's coming in, yes, it might hit. And if it's just a rally hitting with nothing to reinforce it, it's not going to take the structure. So That's why TR is wanting to try to take these fights up here. Now, there are a lot of marches pushing down, from 56. How does it look in terms of the reinforcements? A few coming in. So we'll see. We'll see if they can hold the structure here. In the meantime, what's happening here? They've held the Shrine of Light for a long time. 56 has. It's unclear how much effort TR is actually putting into trying to get it back, because that's not a serious garrison, right? With Guan Yu, should be able to swarm that back pretty easily. Okay, so let's see. Okay, the rally is in. The fight, it has moved back down towards the Desert Altar area for a little bit, but there's still marches struggling to get in here, and that's the idea. TR wants to wear these marches down before they can even hit the structure, so that when they hit the structure, they're super weak. And they can keep the structure full, taking advantage of the Jad YSS garrison and its ability to deal with swarms. Now, let's see here. The push is still happening. This is the crazy part of the fight, is can you get your marches in and out of the Desert Altar? Can you take out your marches that are low on health? Can you put in marches that are high on health to get that back? But the points per minute should be, yes, they are definitely in VC 56's favor, in large part because this structure, they've held this for a long time. Now, I do see some fighting up here, and this, so that, to me, looks like this is what's happening now. Is there a rally? I can't tell if there's actually a rally. I think there is a rally there. I think this march is trying to swarm the rally, which is probably a mistake. The march should probably be getting into the structure instead. And you're going to see that this is something TR is doing here, is they're saying, okay, you want our Shrine of Life? You can have it. We're going to take your Sky Altar, because the Sky Altar is worth 150 points per minute, and the Shrine of Life is only worth 80. Now, maybe they won't get it, but boy, it looks like they're going to get it. It's going to be close. Can these marches get in? They're sending a double C, a fast march to try to get in. That march is going to get in. Will this march get in? No, this march is walking around the side. Oh, it's going to be close. If they had any archers to reinforce this rally, they would be in pretty good shape. That's not archers. It's going to be close. Okay, so I think 56 is going to hold this. They are getting just enough marches in, it looks like, to hold that structure. But let's keep an eye. Oh, the garrison flipped. Oh, this could be a problem. This could be a problem for 56. And you see that they did get some reinforcements in the rally. These marches need to get into the structure. They're trying to get there. This altar is really holding for a long time. Even with a Nevsky garrison. What is that? Nevsky, I don't know what. A Nevsky Joan garrison, it looks like. And it did flip in TR's favor. Again, still holding the arc back here. 6 minutes until they have to score it, or you lose it, by the way. Now, it does look like 56 put some pressure on the Shrine of War and did take the Shrine of War. But again, this is a situation where, and let's check up here and see what's going on. That's just what I thought. That's exactly what I thought was going on. Yep. TR said, you want our Shrine of War? You can have it. We're going to come up here and take your Desert Altar. And look, they've got a Jadwiga garrison in, 150 points per minute. Looking over at the Shrine of War that they lost, 80 points per minute. That's a 70-point swing in TR's favor per minute in the structure game. And that's the problem, right? That's the problem with saying we're going to go up and pressure the Shrine of War. Yes, you do get the stat buffs, right? Well, actually, I don't think you get them. I don't think they stack. So your opponents don't get 5%, and they don't get 5%, right? So you're removing. Oh, but they did lose this Desert Altar here. That's interesting. I missed that. They must have gotten a big push going here. There's so much going on at the time. It's hard to catch it all. But I think 56 is going to be able to hold this Desert Altar. Yes, they did get a Jadwiga garrison in. So TR is going to have to totally regroup, I think, to put a lot of pressure on this to get that back. But in the meantime, they have flipped this one over here. Don't think, that Jad's not going to last. So that's the difference. Is 56 is going to hold this for some amount of time. There are a lot of marches here for 56, I'm noticing. And I'm wondering if that's because there just aren't that many marches over here. Because TR is holding this. They have a Jad in. It is 10 seconds. We saw when they captured this. Now it's only 8 seconds until they actually start scoring points. And I don't see enough. See, here's a couple of garrisons that they want to get in, but I don't see enough pressure from 56 here. Maybe these swarming marches can put enough pressure on it. There's some AFK. Yeah, TR is definitely focusing on the wrong marches to swarm, and they're going to flip it back. Yeah, there it goes. Okay. Okay, so they did flip it back, but it's interesting because TR did grab it long enough to get some points out of it. So this is the only structure, this one and this one. So, 56 is doing a nice job pressuring on the structures. But this is the big one, right? This is the one where they're going to start scoring points and negating or offsetting to some extent that arc. And the arc is still not scored, and I don't know if there'll be enough time to... there's certainly enough time to, if you get a free capture and run, to score the arc, but you're not going to get a free capture and run. I'm not sure if there's going to be enough time to score a third arc. I think it really is all about these structures. And yes, 56 should be having the points per minute lead by 80 points per minute right now, especially since they have capped this and they are scoring points on this desert altar. But it looks like it is going to flip pretty quickly back to the side of TR. TR did get their Shrine of War back to a little bit offset some of that point differential. Here in a moment, I'm going to check the gatherers and see what we might have for provisioning. This altar has not yet flipped. Jadwiga holding on. And there it is flipped. Okay, so TR has got this, and they need to get a garrison in. Can't tell what's in there. It is an Ethelfled. That is not what they want. And now it's a Nevsky. That is not what they want. And they're going to lose it. This is, honestly, this is kind of embarrassing. That should not happen. Look at all the marches that TR has around here. To lose that building, to flip it back, when you already were holding it and you just needed to hold it to start scoring points, and you flipped it back, so now nobody's scoring points, again, is pretty bad. When you have the majority of the marches around, that shouldn't happen. You should be able to fill that structure. Now, there are some very weird things that happen in Ark of Osiris, and that is if you attack a structure from very far away, it will, and then your side captures the structure, it will assume your side, all of your marches are trying to garrison the structure, and it will try to put all of your marches in the garrison, not allowing other marches to get in. So it's really important not to attack a structure from super far away, and that may have been what happened there. Hard to say, particularly if you're swarming and you have lots of marches swarming, it won't let particular marches in that you want to get in. So, okay, they do have a Jadwiga garrison here now. They've got to score this arc here in the next minute. I'm sure Avid is watching very carefully to make sure he scores that arc. We do see, okay, so Jenny has a gatherer out. Avid has a gatherer, okay. Oops, went way too far off the screen there. So we see some provisioners on the TR side. It's about how many we saw before. There's another one there. And we see another one there. So 5 provisioners, it looks like. Let's take a quick peek here. Is there a serious pressure on this? No, not serious pressure. Okay, let's look at provisioners from VC 56 side. So we see a provisioner there. A lot of nodes out here not being gathered. And is it just the one? There's another provisioner. So we see a couple of provisioners. So actually TR seems to have more provisioners. It seemed like they actually had more marches on provisioning right now as well. Let's check the pressure on this building. It looks like this is going to be contentious. There are a lot of marches coming in from 56. Can they get in the structure to keep it from flipping? And I think that's kind of what's going on here. 56 is committing a lot of marches to that inside lane, to that desert altar. They're committing a lot of marches here, and you can see they're back at it again. And yes, it does flip. In sort of as a counterpunch, TR is committing marches to this outside lane to sort of offset the number of marches that are coming in on this inside lane. So that's it seems to be what's happening in that lane, because this Desert Altar has flipped a lot in 56's favor, and they have a lot of pressure and a lot of marches here. And I think that's part of the deal, is that the marches from this group over here, from this side, are more. They have more marches committed to that inside lane than to this outside lane. Now, what is happening here? Okay, so there's 6 minutes until the next arc. It looks like these marches are in a very, very good timing. Look what they're doing. These marches are coming up here. They're going to suicide on this city. Congrats to Altori. You're going to get a lot of kill points. This Arc of Osiris match, or Osiris League match. And we see the same thing happening here from these TR marches are coming up to hit the Shrine of War, hoping that it will kill them. Oh, but they actually took the obelisk. So they probably sent a march up here to die that, oh no, actually, it's really funny. It looks like it's just some kind of a T1 march that Pooh was sending. It looks like it's actually, I don't even know. Maybe it wasn't a T1 march, but it looked like some kind of a march that was used to go around and either like try to disrupt empty buildings or something like that. Or maybe it's even an arc carrying march that they just happened to leave the obelisk empty, and it just grabbed the obelisk because it was totally empty. Okay, so this Desert Altar, I think, is going to flip again right here before the middle fight. There are some healthy marches here from TR. That's a very healthy march. That's a very healthy march. You would think that those marches would be in the Desert Altar. There are some other marches here. Okay, now I think they might hold... Oh, if they lose this here, I'm sorry to say it, but it will be pretty embarrassing. They should not lose the structure here. They should hold this structure given the number of marches swarming, and it looks like they are going to hold that structure. Okay, so let's see who's gathering up in the middle. All right, 56 again they seem to be early. They seem to be early with the numbers, but before the mid-fight starts, in both the mid-fights we've seen so far, TR has evened out those numbers. And just as I thought this outside lane was going to be quick to mid. Redline, who fights in this outside lane over here, was quick to mid, because you saw they grabbed this Sky Altar, which you see 56 has now grabbed that back. And then they got up here to suicide, which meant they can get to mid very quickly. And they have been quick to mid. Okay, and there's Baba right there for those of you watching. Who enjoy seeing the players. And this could be unfortunate, actually, for TR. They did grab the Shrine of War, and now you can see jumping out because he doesn't want the Shrine of War, but it's actually interesting because it does cause some points disruption because he's actually trying to die, and he grabbed the Shrine of War trying to die, which tells you something about the buildings. 56 may be totally emptying their buildings to send to this mid-fight, because at a 7K point gap, I mean, gosh, you need to take some chances. You need to win the mid, and then you need to win all of the buildings. And I'm not even sure there's enough time. Look how much the timer difference is, a little over 5 minutes. So there is enough time to capture an arc and carry it back to a structure. But man, it can be really hard. If the fight is contentious, you may not even get, like, if you drop the arc several times, the arc carrier gets knocked down, then it's not going to make it in time. And in the meantime, you can see this is what I'm talking about in terms of emptying the buildings. TR has captured this Desert Altar, causing more points disruption. And I think this is probably the thing to do from TR's standpoint. If you're going, okay, look, even if they capture that arc's worth what, 2,500 points? That's not enough to make up the gap or even close. And if they're going to empty the buildings, we can just sit in the buildings this whole time, this whole remaining 8 minutes. And yeah, actually you can see that this march here from Teddy looks like that's what he's trying to do as well. Actually, it looks like he's trying to kill himself. But for a minute, it looked like maybe he was trying to see which buildings are empty, because TR does have this extra building up here. And is that a rally? No, that is a Yan YSS attempting to swarm it back. It may win, which is kind of interesting in and of itself. It's going to win once the swarm gets in. Okay, but that building did go back. Okay, but again, we've still got another 60 seconds before that will start scoring points. I think, as much as I would like to say, oh man, this is a really close and contentious match, I think this is really all over. I don't think, as I said earlier, I felt like 56 really needed to win that second arc if they wanted any chance at coming back in this match. I think they, again, do have the numbers advantage mid. I think they're going to have the numbers advantage. I'm going to predict, I don't know. I will say TR does have in their back pocket to the death. They have not used that yet this match. 56, because they are behind in points, should have a lot of skill points. So they may be able to pop Mystical and War Drums and possibly even Heaven's Grace himself. And they're really posturing up in front of the arc this time, going for a different approach to the mid fight. But I think if TR is wise to the situation here, they will realize that 56 is emptying buildings. They have emptied their buildings to send mid, and you can just capture a bunch of these buildings actually, and it's gonna totally offset the arc if you start grabbing all of the buildings. Well, we'll see. The fight should break out here. I mean, the arc drops in 45 seconds. I'm surprised the fight hasn't started yet. Surprised. Okay, here it comes. TR is starting to engage. TR has popped Mystical Formation. TR has popped War Drums. And 56 counters with Mystical Formation. And there is the to the death from TR. We thought they were going to use it here. We see War Drums from 56. And we see Heaven's Grace. So this is just the opposite of what we saw on the second arc. We'll see how this one turns out. So let's watch and see sad faces. I think 56 had more marches here. I'm pretty convinced that they emptied buildings to send more marches here. There is a rally or some kind of fighting going on that desert altar on the 56 side. We'll have to watch that out of the corner of our eye while we are watching this mid fight. Looking for sad faces. Okay, somebody's trying to get a pull back here. We see Genosuke getting a pull, and I think he's going to get it. I think he's going to get a nice pull on that arc. And, okay, he did get it, but he was immediately targeted and annihilated. Nice job by the TR side to see that he was pulling it and to target that march. Still haven't seen a lot of sad faces yet. That's kind of interesting. You would think that goes in the favor of 56 because TR did use to the death, which doesn't last very long. Only 4.5 minutes left in the match. I don't think there's enough. Oh, Pooh actually got a pull on this arc. I don't know where he is, but he did get a pull on it, and now he's down. But with only 4 minutes left in the match, I think this battle really doesn't matter very much, to be honest. This is more just for fun. Still, where are the sad faces? Are my graphics ruined? Why are we not seeing any sad faces? There are the sad faces. Okay, there we are. Okay, so wow, is TR gonna win this mid fight as well? Wow, they are. That is pretty impressive. 3 mid fight wins for TR. Didn't matter which skill setup was used. They got 3 wipes, and there's Bogged Down coming in. Probably too late, but again, they only have so many skill points. I'm sure the skill points just built back up, but this is a full wipe in mid. And in the meantime, you saw TR grabbed a couple of outposts, and they also captured this desert altar. That was an impressive mid fight for TR. I think they had the numbers disadvantage. Yes, they did have to the death, but I think being down on numbers and the buildings being largely empty for 56, you would have had to have said 56 would have some advantage there. But TR pulled another arc, and they are headed to cap it. And that means TR is almost certainly, at this point, in the semifinals. I will flip over real quickly to check out some of the other matches because we want to see who they are going to play. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to stay here. We've only got 2 minutes left. I'm going to stay here, finish the match. We will check out and see who they'll play here in a little bit. But yeah, a very impressive match for TR. I would say, just looking back at the match, we saw a few mistakes I felt like 56 made. That a couple of times they swapped, for example, this Shrine of War for this Desert Altar. We saw that they swapped this Shrine of Life down here for this Sky Altar, which was kind of a problem on the building game. Otherwise, the building game wasn't too bad. They did get a little disrupted. I think They did disrupt one outpost at one point, but for the most part, TR held all their outposts. They did get their outpost disrupted quite a bit. They even lost their obelisk a couple of times in awkward spots, and so they needed to be a little bit better about garrisoning those. They put really nice pressure on this desert altar. That's what I will say about 56 as a positive note. And they did a really nice job, especially on the first arc, after losing that first arc of transitioning to buildings, putting a ton of pressure on all of the altars after that first arc. But after that, they really seem to struggle. Now they are pushing really hard to go for this arc, and maybe they will keep the arc from scoring, which I guess is some consolation. But nonetheless, it's not going to be enough to save the game. Maybe there are some bettors out there who had bet on a point differential, and so it's this may be important for them to score or not score the arc. But for the most part, that really doesn't matter. Again, they're putting a lot of pressure here. They've done a nice job again transitioning to buildings, but unfortunately, it's going to be too little, too late for 56. For the TR side, I'll say a couple of things. One, there were a couple of slip-ups they had on the desert altar where they could have swapped in a little better than they did. There was a tremendous amount of pressure on the desert altar, so I won't put too much criticism on them losing this desert altar a lot, which they did lose quite a few times. I will give them some credit for counter pushing on this sky altar at the right time when seeing that 56 was committing so many marches to this desert altar push. But again, they did slip up a few times when they could have had marches in, and they did not get them there. The timings to mid, I would say TR did pretty well in terms of getting there on time. 56 also got there on time. I would say, if anything, they got there just a little bit too early in some instances where maybe those marches could have been doing more work in the buildings. And that is it for the match. We see that I told you earlier, Altorre, congratulations on the MVP. That's what happens when people run into your city, and that's what I mentioned earlier. And so we see the win for TR. We see 2 arcs. They did not score the third arc, but it was in their possession. We do see 56 did win the provision game. So there were some other provisioners out there at times, maybe at the very end after that third arc. They sent a few more provisioners out to total up some of those provisions to make the match a little bit closer. But ultimately, we see an almost 6K difference in total score. We do see some healing on both sides. TR actually did quite a bit of healing, so yikes. But otherwise, that is it for this match. Now let's jump over and see what is going on. Oops, not that. Let's jump over to the OL page and see what happened in the other matches. And I haven't seen these yet, so I'm pretty excited to see what's going on here. Let's go to schedule. Okay, wow. Blackjack, a pretty big win. I'm looking forward to going back to watch some replays of that match. An 8K win by Blackjack. Looks like it was a 3-arc game. Looking at the total points, 47,000, 35,000. And that's especially good for Blackjack considering that the previous week their opponents were a no-show. And they didn't even get to practice the previous week, at least practice against a team at this level. So that is the first semifinal, TR versus Blackjack. That will be a must-see match next Sunday at 13 UTC is the schedule for that match. The other match also happening at 13 UTC. I really hate that they put these matches on at the same time. I wish they would do one at 13 and one at 14 or one at 15. Is going to be 1V versus JST. That match was going on earlier. These matches were going on earlier this morning. I watched a little bit of the JST NNAV match. NNAV and 1V being the same, very similar. I think they're in the same kingdom, right? Isn't that correct? I'm pretty sure that is correct. Yes. Yeah. So that's the 1 and 2 alliances from that kingdom. So and NNAV is obviously a very, very, very good team. And JST, congrats to them for making it into the semifinals. And why is making it into the semifinals a big deal? Because the semifinals is the city skin. If we go and check, I think it is under the rules, rewards. For the Alliance, there are some awards for the participants. So these are the people who are actually fighting. Those who get into the top 4 get a city skin, which comes with 3% training speed, which is what most people really, really care the most about in Ark of Osiris. Yes, there is a difference between second and first in terms of some of the other rewards you get, but a lot of people want to go for those city skins, and that's why people are playing Ark of Osiris or want to play Osiris League, want to win Osiris League, is to get in the top 4 and get those city skins. Now, of course, people do want to win because there's a lot of pride in getting to the finals, and of course, the finals is a 3-week affair with round 1, round 2, round 3, a best of 3 competition for the finals. But you have to get there first. And the semifinal matchups for next week look absolutely phenomenal. TR, Blackjack, JST, 1V. I mean, looking back at the outset of this, it's hard to have imagined a better set of quarterfinals and semifinals matches. I think we're in for some really, really good and exciting fighting. So look, I'm going to jump off the live stream here. Thanks for those of you who jumped in and were watching. I know many of you were probably watching on the live Rise of Kingdoms official live stream, and I hope you enjoyed it there as well. But hopefully this one was able to bring you a little bit deeper insight, or a little bit more insight into what the players are thinking and the strategies that are going on, the mistakes that our teams are making, and the things that they're doing really, really well. Otherwise, that is it, and maybe hopefully I'll be on next week to stream as well. I'll see you all then.